Yo,
What up?
we're live.
How we doing?
We're here.
We're rocking and rolling and shit. Beezy's not though.
Yo, Beezy's not here.
No, Beezy's sucking his own dick somewhere.
Yeah, yo, he fucked up. He fucked up.
That fucking piece of shit. Yeah, he said he couldn't be here, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's fine.
Got the haircut though.
Yeah.
We're looking different, folks.
Yeah, yo, Trav got the haircut.
He looks
I
immaculate.
got the cut
Yeah.
too, but it's like, you know.
You're always
I keep-
short, though.
I keep it short.
Did you ever have your hair long?
Not really.
No.
Not really.
Yeah,
it
you-
doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird because you were a lacrosse player,
Yeah.
so like that's like usually like
Yo, it was like I couldn't stand that when they started talking about like the flow in the back is
Oh,
what they called it.
like out of the helmet.
Yeah, it would just come down like this, and like they called it like the flow or like
cabbage.
salad. Yeah, cabbage.
Cabbage.
Dude, it was so weird. I was like, yeah, you do not look good.
I didn't have long hair till I was like older. I never had short hair growing up. Long hair growing up.
Yeah, me neither.
No.
I actually like completely shaved my head until like senior year
Yeah.
of high school.
Well, I always wrestled, and like wrestling with long hair, like you pump fake a shot, and it's just like in your face. Like, or
Yeah.
now, like I can't see.
And, like they could like grab it. you
Yeah,
know?
or they could just
Yeah.
like I don't just like I can't see now. You shoot low, and
Right.
I can't block you. Like that
Yeah.
sucks.
Dude.
Yeah, but we got a guest today.
We do have a guest.
And
Let's
I'm-
introduce him.
I'm pumped, dude. I've been talking about this guy for a while.
Yeah.
because I work out at his place, the Strength Factory in Baldwin. And guys, let me tell you
Strength
something.
Factory.
This place is the fucking hardest place to work out, and I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. You need to bring your wits about you if you're gonna work out at this place. But it literally like betters your life.
Oh yeah.
It's that hard, and then you like just like you could just do anything if you work out there. Like the rest of your life is easier. I promise you.
That's crazy.
Even if you just get some kettlebells in kettlebell sandbags in your yard, which is what
Yeah.
I was doing this morning, you're just like you're in a better fucking mood.
Wow.
But this guy,
Yeah.
You're
I want to
not-
hear from the man.
you're gonna hear from the man.
Yeah,
we
let's,
talk about him, guys. Give it up right now for my friend and yours, Tom DeJulie. Guys, thank you for coming.
Thank you guys for having me. I
Yeah.
appreciate the words.
Just
I
make sure you get a
appreciate-
little closer.
Yeah.
I appreciate the words. I appreciate the kindness. It means a lot.
Yeah.
It's what I do to better people, not just get people strong, but it's to help people with that mental aspect because I come from that background too, just being depressed, being sad,
Yeah.
having like,
Right.
an outlet when it comes to life. But, training, hard training, it really helps. Like what you just said, you do that first starting out in your day, everything else seems
Right.
easy.
Yeah, because we were like talking outside, and like just like the way you talk and like your aura, like you are giving like good advice, like just coming out of your mouth, and I don't even think you know that you're doing it. Like it just kind of seems like you have it, like you have that like peace.
Yeah.
you know. And one thing I did notice is you got the semicolon
Yeah.
tattoo, which is like a certain thing, and I don't want to like blow up your spot or whatever.
No,
but
you
like,
can. It's okay.
But like coming from that to like whatever you're doing now seems like a fucking really you're in a good spot.
Yeah.
What does the semicolon mean?
So the semicolon, when you put it in a sentence, right, you could either end the story or you can continue it.
Right.
So that brings awareness to suicide. So
Yeah.
suicide, when you're in those moments and when you're in that spot where you're going to jump off a bridge or you have a gun to your head.
Right.
Yeah.
My cousin did that. May she rest in peace. I actually put a knife to my neck when I was 12. And I'm open to talking about this. I don't care.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Um,
That's cool.
And what's funny is that what stopped me was my dog. I had a pit bull, my pit bull Rocky. I was in my basement and he literally went like this. He took his paw. He's like, no,
Wow.
not today.
Yeah.
He literally looked at me. He's like, no,
Yeah,
dude, not
that's-
today.
Dogs are weird like that.
Yeah.
Pipples in specific.
Yeah.
So,
But, yeah.
after that, I was really young. I was bullied a lot and all that stuff. But that's when I really got into martial arts and
Right
weightlifting.
on.
And then progressively, as I got older, people started asking me like questions, how to train, like even in jiu-jitsu, in the weight room. And then it didn't really hit me that I had a lot of impact on people until I started having social media and opening up my gym. Because like at this point now in my career, I only care about people who want to train, who actually are into it
Right.
and want to make the change. If
Yeah.
you're the type of person just who wants to come in and fucking talk while you're working out or waste time and you're not really about it,
Yeah.
then I'm just going to tell you straight up, listen, if it's not for you, you can go somewhere else. I want to have people in there that want to better themselves and need that leadership because I feel like men these days, they need that leadership. They need somebody that's going to take charge for them
100%.
to guide them, right?
Yeah.
And most of the time we have to put our egos aside. Like, all right, this guy's doing the work. This guy's hustling. This guy has something that he's providing that maybe I can benefit from.
Right.
And life really starts when you stop doing for yourself and you do it for people.
Oh,
that's
100%.
where you
Yeah,
really start
yeah.
to see,
Yeah.
maybe the impact that I have, maybe the stuff that I do isn't just for me necessarily. Now it's impacting other people. That's where shit really gets fucking real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because working out, it brings out emotions in people. I don't know why, but it brings out certain emotions. I've had people cry when they work out. I've had girls cry about their ex-boyfriends. I've had guys cry because their fucking life is in shambles. It's an interesting thing to see.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
It does. Like I said, I worked out this morning. I haven't really had I've been on the road. I've been doing this. I've been doing the
Right.
fucking the movie. I'm going to Virginia on fucking Tuesday. But I was like, let me get like an actual workout. I haven't worked out in like 3 weeks, like a good one, like an actual regimented good one. And I did it this morning, and immediately, like
I know.
alleviation of pressure in
Yeah.
your head. And I was like, oh, like I could do today.
Yeah,
You know,
that's kind of where like I'm at. I'm like one step away from like just getting back into it and like taking the gym like really serious, because I've noticed in my life when I'm not working out, like I'm fucking so much more miserable.
Yeah.
You know,
You are.
like it really is like like the gym like fucking, you know, keeps me clean. It fucking, you know, it does like a lot of things. Like you get the endorphins, you get confidence. Like it really changes like your whole mindset. And like, you know, like it seems like going to your gym, like that would be like even like a step further. But like just me, you know, working out alone, like at work, you know, like I at my jobs, like we got like a little gym or whatever, and like my last job, I would just like, it'd be like 3 a.m. and I'm just doing like push-ups and sit-ups and stuff, and like I found myself just getting happier and then being like, oh, what changed? And it was like, well, you started working out. Like that's it. That
So
was the only change.
So the type of working out that he does, or that we do, is like
Yeah.
so grueling. It's like the
Yeah.
kettlebells, the sandbags, steel maces, and then just like the sleds, and you know, just I mean, talk about that. Like that's a different type of workout entirely.
Right.
Yeah, it's unconventional because you don't see it in everybody's gym, and I don't want to be like everybody's gym.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be that person who was like, all right, you know, like that's Strength Factory, that's Tom's gym. It's not in California, it's not all over the fucking place, it's not in Texas, it's in New York, it's in Long Island, New York.
Right.
So if I want to train with Tom, I gotta fly there. If I stay in New York City, I gotta take a train there, I gotta drive there, and I gotta show up at 7:00 in the morning. That's the type of shit that is gonna get me to know who's the real and who's the not.
Right.
I'd rather have 50 lions on my team than 500 sheep. But most gym and trainers, they won't tell you that because they want money.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
More clients, more money,
Right.
more load, more money, more all that stuff.
Yeah,
So
I'm happy you said that.
and sometimes the more clients you have, the quality of your service diminishes. You have 150 clients and you're one fucking person. There's no fucking way that you can
Right.
pay attention to 150 fucking people.
Yeah,
I don't
to
care.
give them
Yeah.
like the, you know, to actually meet their needs, you know,
Yeah.
like you can get that many clients, like maybe they're like 75 to 80% satisfied, you know, rather than if you have like 50, like everybody's at 100%, you know.
And I feel like their results are probably not going to be as good because you're not like, when we're in there, like he's on our ass. Like he's like, if you're just like kind of dicking around, like you said, he's gonna be like, what are you doing? Hey, and then like you need that, you know,
Right,
like,
it gets you back on track.
You can't be dicking around.
Yeah.
Like you got to be doing it.
Because, you know, back in the day, like when I was like really working out, you know, like I played college lacrosse, and, you know, I was pretty athletic till I hit about like 24, 26, you know, somewhere around that area. And like I go back to it, and then like I end up like fucking up or whatever, and I go back and forth. But like I always wanted to work out with people because I felt like, oh, going to the gym is like so boring, you know. But then I realized I wasn't really like getting like that pump that I want because like I'm just bullshitting with this person, you know, like for fucking a half hour, and it's like then it's like a 2-hour gym session. When I would go like alone and like just like fucking concentrate, like I would get everything I need and just be out at like 45 minutes.
Or like an hour or something like that.
Something like that, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely like, I think people just don't want to subscribe to the idea that like if things suck, you're gonna get good results, and you just have to suck it up. Like things fucking suck, dude. Like
Right.
things fucking suck, and you gotta do them, and
Yeah.
like that's just what it fucking is.
Especially as a man, you know, 95% of people, they don't give a fuck. They don't care.
Right.
They don't care what you're going through. They don't care what's going on.
Yeah.
And some of the people that come into my gym,
Dude, especially
respectfully-
as like a white man, you know, like let's just say what everyone's thinking. Dude, no one gives a shit about white man problems. You know,
It's kind of true though.
yeah,
It's
really
sad, but it is
fucking
kind of true. Yeah. And I tell people all the time, like, listen, I don't give a fuck what you're going through. I don't care, because if you don't give a shit what I'm going through, if you leave my gym and you don't
Right.
give a fuck if my door's closed, respectfully, I don't give a fuck what you're going through. If you're coming to my gym and you want to get
Exactly.
after it, you want to train, I don't care what's going on in your personal life. I don't care what's happening in your financial life, your job. You're coming in here, you're taking my service, and you're taking my training. Either
Right.
you handle it, either you do it. But it's okay. You don't want to? You can go to Synergy down the block.
Right.
You can go to another gym.
Yeah.
I don't need
Go get
that-
pizza at fucking Planet
exactly.
Fitness.
I don't give a
Yeah.
shit. You can have that satisfaction, but a lot of people are very afraid to say that type of stuff. They're very afraid to say who they are and do what they are. I'm sure.
Right.
I love watching comedy. I'm sure that's maybe sometimes how you guys feel if you're saying jokes or whatever. But at the end of the day, the people who are going to enjoy your jokes are the ones who are going to support you. So
Right.
you can't hold back in anything,
No.
especially in who you are. If you want to say a joke, if you want to have a certain training style, because the right people are going to support you.
Yeah.
The people who don't, fuck them. Who gives a shit?
Right.
Yeah.
They're miserable and they're unsupported for a reason.
Yeah.
Or they'll just like comment some dumb shit like Derek123 says this gym sucks, and you're like,
This gym is dirty. This gym is for pussies. They're not doing it right.
shut up.
Yeah.
Like yeah, well, you don't have a profile picture. Like who are you?
Oh, dude, I hate
Yo, that shit is so weird. I always wonder who those people are. I get it
know.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like thinking, I was like, there's some fucking asshole that I used to talk to in high school. Or like
Yeah.
some guy that
Yeah.
doesn't fuck with me.
Yeah.
He just made a little fucking Instagram account and he's like in his basement jerking off. Fuck
Yeah,
Tom.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck Tom.
Yeah,
I'm
someone
here.
that you
I'm
offended.
here.
Yeah, dude, I've been getting shit like that like recently, like weird fucking text messages and like fucking weird comments on shit. It drives me crazy. I remember when we first started the podcast, we got like,
Oh my god,
dude, like
Oh
there was
my
like a couple
God.
comments, and I just fucking ripped the video down. And I'm like, no one can see this. Like, fuck that.
I've never seen a more concentrated group of people to see us go down.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
we get all those weird comments.
In what sense? Like what you guys were talking
They're
about?
just like
Yeah,
cancel
just
these
like
guys.
the clips. Yeah, cancel them. They're fucking losers. They're pussies. You know, they don't do anything.
Yeah, like fuck.
Yeah,
these
but that's how
people.
society is
Yeah.
today. Everybody's a little bitch now.
I
You
know.
can't say shit without trying to get canceled or anything. People will misconstrue anything you say.
Yeah.
But it's technology. It's everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody has balls through a screen.
Right.
But then when you see them in real time, it's like,
Right.
oh,
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you're
How
doing
about you
great,
say that
man.
shit now?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think-
you're
how about
doing
you say
great.
that now?
Me-
Yeah.
Really proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and you personally know a couple names who like we've both talked about,
Mm-hmm.
and like he's in conversation, and I was like, well, just go in there and just go work out, blah, 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 blah. And then you realize like, oh, it's actually a thing with you. Like you,
Yeah.
there's something that you need to untie within yourself.
Yeah.
And just a pill that you need to swallow, and you're not swallowing it.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
nothing more pathetic than like, I mean, this is me fucking saying this, but like in my world, what I think is, I think there's nothing more pathetic than like a man who's like 35 and doesn't want to like accept that, you know, he's got something going on with himself.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's like, no, because you're gonna waste so much more time
Yeah.
like doing all these other stupid things instead of just like figuring out what the fuck you need to do.
I know.
And you don't need to like, oh, it's not going to be a one switch fix.
Yeah.
You need to like, there's times you're just going to take some time. You got to just keep working on it until you fix that thing that's within yourself.
I know. People are so impatient too when
That's
they're
it.
trying to like change.
And I
you
get
know?
I get it. Like it sucks.
Yeah, dude, it sucks.
It sucks being not where you want
Yeah.
to be, and it sucks that you're like, oh, I can't just take a pill and all this goes away.
I know.
I get it. Like that
Yeah,
sucks.
dude.
But again, that sucks.
That's-
You need to do these things.
That's
Quick-
exactly right.
Quick results often lead to quick failures too.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
like
if you
that.
take roids, you take drugs, you take all this other stuff, yeah, you'll get Aki and you'll look like a god. But then you see a lot of these bodybuilders, and a lot of these people, how they look like shit when they get older.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
right. So if you have those quick results and you have those quick things instead of focusing on that longevity, you're gonna look like shit in the next couple years. That ages you by like a lot, like 10,
Right.
15 years. So
Yeah.
quick results often leads to quick failures.
Yeah.
I know a guy who literally, I'm not kidding, he's on like 5 different types of steroids.
Yeah, it's
Like
wild.
5.
That's
And-
crazy.
And I'm like, and he loves it. He just
Yeah.
like, and he hits me up. He's like, "Guy, you're not gonna believe what I'm taking now." And I'm like, "Did you stop taking the other things and now you're on this,
Yeah.
or did you just add another thing?"
Yeah.
He's like, "No, I added another thing."
Wow.
But he's like, he's sick all the time. And
Yeah.
he's just like, and you see, he's our age. Well, he's my age, and he's just like, he looks like he's like 45 years old.
Dude, he's killing his liver.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, you're like, this is not like you're gonna like. I think you got like this is your last year here.
Wow.
I think it's your last year here, dude. There's
Yeah.
and like every time I hit him up to chill, he's either sleeping because you don't sleep if you're on that many stuff. You're up, you're down, you're up, and then I think then he's just sick all the time. He's like,
Wow.
oh god, I got a sore throat or my allergies are up. I'm like, well, dude, you're just like pumping yourself with shit.
I know you're
Like,
killing
not-
your immune system, like everything.
I don't even.
dude. Yeah.
I mean, after 5 steroids, I don't even know what's happening to you at that point.
No.
Like, I don't even know. And now he's on this point. Like, okay, you're on 5 stuff. You're at the kind of the point of no return now. I mean, you stop taking all that. Like, you may die, or you're gonna go on a fucking spiraling depression.
wow.
And to stem back what you said, a lot of people get depressed because they're not where they want to be.
Yeah.
But I think the scariest part is that when you get there and you're still not fucking happy.
right.
Yeah.
Right. If you
Right.
get to where you really want to be, you have that vision, but then you get there and you're like,
Yeah, what's next?
What's next? I'm
Yeah.
still not happy.
Yeah.
I still don't like how I look. I still don't like the money that I'm making.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's the scariest fucking part. People don't realize that. You get rich or you fucking accomplish whatever the fuck you want to accomplish and you still ain't happy. That is
Hell
a
yeah,
big problem.
Yeah.
That to me, that is worse than not being where you want to be.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what like AA and like NA do with like the 12 steps, is like a lot of people in like those rooms, they'll say like, "Oh, you take the drugs away and you're still a fucking scumbag." Like seriously. Like they were out doing like scumbag things and fucking blaming it on the drugs, but then you take them away and they didn't do any work on themselves. Like they're still just going to be a fucking scumbag. So like those 12 steps are like designed how to give you a better life and like change your mentality and like, just in general,
Yeah.
a lot of people like, I don't know anyone personally, but like I've read online that like, like businessmen and like, people like powerful people, they've used the 12 steps, like not having a habit just to become a better person.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Because it's just, all it is just like a blueprint on how to like change that mindset where it's like, oh, like I'm fit, I'm making money, I got a great girl, everything's cool, I got my family, I got this, I got that.
On paper,
And
that
then-
should solve the problem.
Yeah, and then everybody looks at that person like, dude, you got like a great life. And then the person's like, yeah, dude, I'm still not fucking happy.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. And then you realize it's like a deeper issue. Like there might be trauma that happened like from fucking years back. And like they're just not addressing it. So many people like won't try like therapy. I don't really like it. But like, if you're not doing something like that and you've had like horrible shit happen to you, like you're just gonna be miserable your whole fucking life.
I think everyone should go to a therapist. I really do think.
Like give it a shot. Yeah.
Give it a shot because that like changed my fucking
Right.
that like I was on a bad path and it turned my path, and then it's like, cool, you're not like all the way here, but like here I am 4 or 5 years later, and because I took that path change, now I'm all the way over here instead of being all the way over here, and it's like very noticeable. And I think there's a stigma like, you go see therapy, you're crazy. Like,
Yeah.
no, you're not crazy. This world is involved with too many variables going all different which ways. Go to fucking talk to a professional, dude.
Yeah.
Like you're not crazy.
And
It's
this
true.
and this happens too, like with addiction, is like, like I messed up, and like I messed up my family dynamic because I was doing that. But when I get out, of like rehab or whatever, and I'm like bettering myself through the rooms and therapy and doing all this stuff, and your parents, your sister, your girlfriend, like everybody's like still mad at you. And then I'm like, well, maybe you should go to a therapist. And they're like, well, I don't have the fucking problem. It's you, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but, you know, if you're fucking still freaking out and I'm doing the thing that you didn't want me to do anymore, you know, and I'm being like a good person, like maybe you should try it. You know, like there's something going on with you.
Did they see therapy or?
No, because that's exactly what happened.
No, we didn't do that.
That's exactly what happened.
That's such an Irish family thing.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly it.
Nah, I'm not fucking going to see
Yeah, no,
that.
you're the fucking asshole. You go, and then it's just like, well, you know,
It's all about being vulnerable. Therapy is vulnerability.
yeah,
Vulnerability.
Yeah.
It's talking to somebody and letting them into
Yeah.
where you have your deepest, darkest secrets, where your deepest mistakes.
Yeah.
And it's being vulnerable. A lot of people don't know how to be vulnerable. That stems to family, that stems to therapy, love. Like a lot of people, when
Yeah.
they see like somebody looking inside them and they're open,
Right.
and here they're like, oh fuck, this is uncomfortable.
right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like that uncomfortable.
Yeah, and that's what I realized like about going to therapy is like I tried therapy a lot and I just couldn't find someone that I liked, you know.
Yeah.
Like my last therapist, again, too many clients, right? So he was
Yeah.
taking me on his lunch break. And I'm opening up to this guy, and he's eating a fucking sandwich.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is going on? Like, yo, he's
Yeah.
just not paying attention. He's just eating his fucking food. And it's like, dude, well, if you work 8 hours a day and you want to take a fucking lunch break, like, you should only have 8 clients. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're doing hour sessions. And like he wasn't doing that. And then like I felt like, you know, like, fuck this guy. Like, your fucking lunch break's more
Yeah.
important than, like, my deepest, darkest secret. But then I met, like, some cool people. And there's probably, like, 2 or 3 people, like, in my life that just know everything about me that I can talk to. And, like, I don't need to pay that money to a therapist when
Yeah.
I'm getting it for free from my friends, you know. And I do the same for them, you know, because I know everything about them. You know, so it's like a great like give and take relationship, and it's tough finding people like that.
Human interaction is medicine.
It is.
Human
really
interaction
is.
is medicine.
Yeah.
Like, you need to find people that are going to understand you and that are going to really
Yeah.
support you and let you open up, and they'll do that for you too.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way. Like, I've never been to therapy. I've never looked up therapy. I always
Right.
resorted to the gym. But there's sometimes where you want to vent, you want to talk about shit. And some of my close friends, they were my fucking therapists and I was theirs.
Exactly.
And I
Yeah.
felt so much better venting to them about my bullshit. I'm like, all right, it's not that bad. I'm just being a little fucking bitch.
Right, right.
Yeah, I mean, I've came to you with like things that you're like, travel. This is what it is, and like this is, and like it definitely helped. Like for sure, you definitely like you are a good guy like that for sure. I love you too. My when I went to therapy, I found out that I was a self-sabotager. And
Yeah.
and I didn't know that. And then
Right.
I was like, what the fuck do you mean? They're like, you ruin things on purpose because you don't want to give your all and then you fail.
Right.
And I was like, no. And then I kind of just like combated it for a little while.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking, I was like, oh yeah, because if you try to become like a famous entertainer and then
Right.
it fails, like that is like such a humiliating thing. Because you
Yeah.
hear people at bars all the time like, this guy, who the fuck does this guy think he is? Trying to be a comedian. Like, yeah, he's a failed actor. He's
Right.
like
That's
it's
what
a-
I get a lot. Oh, a failed comedian. It's like, dude,
it's a
not many people make it.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
Yeah, but
it's a
so what?
huge
Yeah.
Failure is where you really see what you're
But
made
like,
of.
Man,
Failure comes
A-
with everybody.
a casual person looking at like Travis and I, or you know, like with comedy or you know his acting, it's like they're like, well, you're not fucking Cat Williams, you're not Dave Chappelle, you're not fucking Chris Evans, and like you're not a movie star, you're not a fucking national headliner making millions of dollars a year, and it's like that's their idea of success. Meanwhile, like, you know, I've been doing comedy for fucking 14 years, and I've passed at every club that I've ever worked at. You know, I've like done really cool things. You know, I performed in like 12 or 14 states. You know, like,
And that's awesome.
and yeah, dude, it's like fucking really cool. But like, just because like I'm not on TV that means I'm a failure.
But that's why
You know?
that's why they're casuals.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
why that's why
Yeah.
there's regular people. You think fucking Cat Williams and all those other people were on TV right away?
Dude.
Absolutely not. Some of them maybe were fucking busting their asses for 20 years. But
That's what it
sometimes
took.
when God knows it's your time, He's gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
Whether it's 40 fucking years, when it's your time. When he is ready to see that you are able to bear the success and what comes with it,
Right.
then he will give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it took
believe.
Louis C.K. 20 years.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah, and he himself told you that.
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah,
So-
straight up. He fucking shook my hand and said that, you
Yeah.
know? And it was
And it's
it's like, yeah, dude, like that's kind of the path that I'm on. Yeah, like I thought I was going to make it when I was fucking 26, and it was like, yeah, I was fucking
Which
like a
honest-
handsome young kid, and like, you know, I got a little juice behind me, and like, you know, I'm working at the comic strip part-time, and like, you know, I was doing like a lot of cool things, and it was like, oh, you know, I'm about to fucking make it. And then like, you know, I got like a DWI and like, you know, like shit happened and like knocked me down a couple pegs, but like, you know,
which
It happens.
Yeah.
which honestly, dude, like, and I think about it for myself too, because you know when you start, like I started when I was 23, and I
Right.
was like, dude, you know, probably like by like 27,
Right.
you know, things will be looking good. Thank God it didn't.
And
yeah,
Good
because I
God.
wouldn't have been able to handle success that well, you know, at that young age.
No, I wouldn't handle it well now. I'm
Yeah.
happy where I am now, and I like the path that I'm on now, and I'm taking my time, and I'm not
Yeah.
worrying about the casuals. I'm like,
Because
and
you
even-
you see famous comics, like, you know, like a good example is like Dane Cook. Like that dude, like when I was in college, you know, like just graduating high school, he was the comedian.
he was huge.
You know, he had like 2 specials and that was it. But he was just like so new to the game, so young, that he started stealing jokes from everybody. He didn't have like the creativity or something, like, you know, I don't want to like bash the fucking guy, but like he didn't have it where he could keep up with like everything he was getting.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
the
I'm
thing.
saying?
I know some friends in the city who like, you
Yeah.
know, because now you have the social media aspect where it's like, oh, you have blah 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 blah, you have all these followers, and then you have all these clubs reaching out to you like, hey, would you want to come to Kentucky and do like a headlining set? And they're like, listen, I kind of only really have like a half hour, and they're like, oh, okay. So it's like you do need to get that time,
Right.
So just like, and honestly, dude, like I keep reminding myself, even if you don't make it, you know what I mean? If you don't have to work another job, like I could just do acting, comedy, I could just work out at Tom's gym, preferably,
Yeah.
and like that's my life. Well, then like fuck
Dude,
you,
I'd
dude.
be so happy.
Then I made it, dude.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
all
happy.
possible, no matter what. If you listen, if I could fucking start in my backyard and eat shit for God knows how many years of my life bartending, not knowing what the fuck I wanted to do until I just said fuck and let me take a risk, and I did it, and I'm doing pretty well, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then anybody can do it. It failure and birds chirping, that shit's always gonna fucking happen. I have people to this day will always say something about me. My gym's dirty. Everybody there gets hurt, even though they don't. They get hurt at other fucking places, and they come to me fucking hurt. right?
Yeah.
People think I'm crazy. People think I'm insane. I'm gonna hurt myself. Guess what? I hurt myself, and I came back better. What the fuck are you gonna say now?
Yeah, like, what
but
do you-
people will always say something no matter what. But why? Because they don't have the balls to do what we do.
Right.
They don't have the balls to go up on stage and like how many people are at a comedy show like would you perform in front of?
Like regular, like let's just on the average, like 100, 150.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
it's
a lot of
like-
fucking
like-
people.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even have the balls to talk in front of 2 people, let alone
the main
100.
room right here holds about like 320, 330.
Yeah,
or
that's
something like that.
that's
Yeah.
traumatizing shit. I would be
Dude.
fucking scared to do that. You know what I mean? Even if I got invited on somewhere like as a motivational speaker, I would fucking walk in there and be terrified. I would still do it because it's
Right.
just whatever. But a lot of people do not have the balls or the spirit to walk in a room and tell jokes and for it to hit or miss or not. The fact that people have the energy and the will to try, that is is the most important thing. You have to be willing to fucking try.
Yeah.
And you guys are trying, and people maybe they just hate because they don't have the balls
Right.
to do what you guys do.
Yeah.
I always dealt with it with wrestling, because wrestling was very much like you're not on a field far away from the crowd. It's you.
You
It's
and the other
it's
person.
You. We're saying with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
It's you. You walk out there,
Yeah.
and the crowd's fucking right there.
We always talked about this one time, like the difference between like me with like football and lacrosse is like I always got to hide behind a helmet.
Yeah.
You know, and I was kind of far away. So like if I was fucking, you know, like
going through it.
going through it, no one's gonna fucking see. You know?
No, you see my face like when the
Yeah.
match isn't going well. And I'm just
Right.
like, fuck. And they're like, oh, I don't think he's got it. And then, yeah, there's a lot of emotion in a jiu-jitsu match, in a wrestling match. And
Yeah.
then, there's a lot of people who just like, yeah, I would have did it. Like one time in high school,
Right.
my friend, who's a big football player, tough dude, and he like shitting on wrestling. And we're like, all right, come down to the practice. Like when you do that.
Right.
And he wrestled like one of the guys, and he just like couldn't do anything to him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I fucking killed him. And then like the team was laughing at him, and he like stormed off. He looked like he was gonna cry.
Dude,
Like, after.
that almost happened to me, like a word for word.
Yeah.
Like my, I signed early to college, like my junior year, and you know, I was playing football and lacrosse, and like I knew I was playing lacrosse in college. So I was like, I gained weight for football because I was like a small fucking linebacker, and then like I had a hard time like getting it off for lacrosse where you need more speed. And then I went to the wrestling coach. I was like, hey, you know, I'd like to like work out with you guys. Like, you know, I know like I don't know a lot about wrestling, but whatever. Dude, like he did that exact thing to like embarrass me, you know, and then like I just never went back. Like I would have fucking no, but like yo, he put me against like the 115 guy, and like he was like all state, and like the guy just fucking smoked me like nonstop, and I'm like,
It's a different thing, dude.
yeah, and I was just like, I just knew nothing about it, and it's like, dude, I just wanted to like work out with you guys, you know, like stay in shape. Like you don't have to fucking like
Wrestling
have
takes-
everybody laugh at me.
Wrestling takes a
Yeah.
lot of shit. Like
Right.
they're always like, this fucking pussy ass sport. And
Yeah.
it's like, nah, it's jiu-jitsu too.
But it's often times where that coach probably just wanted to see if you were really about it. That's
Right.
what I do with my people. Like
Yeah.
I want to see if you're really with the shits. If you're not with the shits, then okay,
Right.
goodbye. 'Cause
But
then-
you know, it was like I was doing it like almost like, you know, like I said, like just to get my cardio up, shed a few pounds. Like I wasn't really about it, you know,
and that's
So
okay. That's
yeah.
but that was probably, you could look at it in that light. You want
Right.
to always look at things in a different light.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't want to purposely embarrass me. Maybe he just wanted to see if I was really with the shits. If he saw that I knew if he saw that you knew what it took to be on that team and to
Right.
train with them.
Right. And it's like there weren't tryouts. So it's like I would have just made the team, but like I wasn't looking to be like, you know, one of the guys that like is like, you know, in the match, like the number one guy in like the weight class for the team.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to like, you know, work out. I had a couple friends on the team and like that was it, you know. But like I wasn't about it, so I was, in my mind, I was like, "Wow, that just fucking sucked. I'm embarrassed, and like I feel shame. So like I'm just gonna not come back, and I'm just gonna work out on my own." And
Yeah.
like you know,
But
I
that's
ended
the-
up like shedding the pounds and like doing it my way. But like, you know, the whole thing was like I didn't know that guy enough, so it was just like
That's I feel like that's a better light to look at it.
Yeah.
And just like, yeah, I tried and I wasn't with it.
right.
You know, because some
Exactly.
people. because-
But like I'm honest with myself. A lot of people aren't honest with themselves.
No, like you could have went off to the lunchroom the whole next week, like you know
Right.
that fucking pussy ass thing. Like, what are you even doing over there? Like, I mean,
Right.
the match was slippery. How am I going to wrestle on a slippery mat?
gay.
It's, and then he was grabbing
those
me.
guys in
those singlets with their balls hanging out.
Yeah,
that just
gay.
looks gay.
Yeah, like you could have pulled that route, which is like that's the
Dude, I'm-
that's the gay route.
I'm not
You're
gonna
gay.
lie. The singlets scared the shit out of me because there was one match that I watched, and like I was in the stands at this point, you know, and like, you know, we used to go like to the matches, and like one kid from the other team got like a boner while wrestling. Yeah, dude, and he was hard as fuck while wrestling. And it was so fucking weird, and I was like, dude, I'm not doing that. I'm not.
Dude, I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
get fucking hard. And then I saw one guy. He was like wrestling on a girl,
Oh, I had to wrestle girls.
and he did not know what to do. He's like, "Do I just smoke her? You know,
Yeah.
like that's kind of like."
I had to wrestle because
you
I was
know,
like in the
fucked up.
130s, so I
Yeah.
had to wrestle like those. You know, I was small enough to wrestle a chick, and
Right.
it was always that. Like it was like, fuck, but you can't lose.
Yeah.
I learned to
Yeah,
never,
exactly. I can't lose to this girl, but I don't want to fucking hurt her and just like, you know, it's a weird. It's a weird thing.
I learned to never doubt women ever again because one day I was training
Yeah.
with this judo black belt from Brazil, Bruna.
Bruna? Oh my God.
Yeah,
She is
a tank, bro. She's
Yeah.
a beast. So one
Yeah.
day, like, you know, like I don't want to fucking hurt her.
Right.
And then this fucking girl flying tossed me and flying armbarred me.
Oh my
she
God.
judo tossed me and
Yeah.
flying armbarred me. Like
Yeah.
legit.
Wow.
I was like, motherfucker. I was like, holy shit. But I gave it to her. I was, that's sick. Like, that was amazing. I fucked her up after that because fuck her. You know what I mean? Like fuck her. But she's still a beast. Like, it was crazy though. I let my guard down
Right.
for 2 seconds
Yeah.
and I got fucking tossed.
I know.
Yeah.
That was very impressive. That was cool. As
She was hot too. She was like a hot chick. She was she was a good looking guy.
Good
Tom's
looking
like,
guy.
Yeah, if you want to
she
say
was,
so.
yeah. What can you say? Yeah.
Tom's like, if that's what you think.
But she, like her, girls like her, like that's very interesting to see. I always like even the girls that come into my gym, like seeing them push more weight than the guys is
Right.
incredible. That
Yeah.
shit is
Yeah.
that shit's probably emasculating as fuck.
She was a unit. She was a unit.
that
A
bitch
unit.
fucking tossed me, bro.
I know.
She fucking tossed the shit out of me.
Her hands were just like she would like shake my. I was like, that's a woman's hand.
Oh my
That's
God.
a man.
It's a man.
It was like the size of a woman's hand, but it looked like fucking like our fucked up hands.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
was
yeah.
like you gotta work with.
She's got like scars on the knuckles.
like she works in a barn.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
Dude, it was I remember it's so weird like with the because like when I grapple, I don't know if
Right.
this happens to you. I guess it's just like a testosterone dump. My dick gets so little.
Dude, I'll agree with you.
It
You
gets-
know, like playing sports, dude, the dick goes away.
It gets noticeably little. dude.
Yeah, the dick goes away,
And
dude.
at least like jits, I can hide it in shorts. Like
Yeah.
a wrestling singlet, just this little nub coming out. And I was a child, so like like I guess my dick wasn't big enough yet.
Yeah.
There was one time I remember it was I think I was like 16.
Yeah.
I was in an off season. I was like a year round wrestler, so we were in this camp in Vermont for like a week, like a summer camp. And I'm sitting there. Now I never shaved my pubes once
Right.
because
How old were you?
16.
Oh my God.
That's fucking
And
hysterical.
you're like Greek, right?
I'm a Portuguese.
Oh, Portuguese.
So like I never had sex with a girl yet, so I didn't know you had to shave your pubes.
Right.
So I go into the shower
Hey, man, you
and
gotta make that shit clean.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
go-
you gotta clean it up.
I
Clean that
go
shit up, baby.
I go into the
Manscaped.
I go into the shower and then everyone's like, "Yo, what the fuck is good with that bush, dude?" Dude, it was like it was huge. I was like, "What? What's the matter?" They're like, "That's fucking ridiculous. You shaved that bush." And I always had my shit bare from that moment
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Yeah, because that whole camp, they were like, "Here comes Bush, kid."
Oh my
Like
God.
every time I went out to like wrestle another match, they were
That's
like, "This kid's got a
brutal.
bush."
They do say that like overtraining and like working out all the time, it fucks with your testosterone, your hormones. That's what happened to me last year. I was overtraining, I was depressed, and then I found out that my levels were low. And then I started taking all the natural shit like Shilajit, Tungali, all that stuff. But they say that if you overwork yourself, you overwork your body, then your balls and your dick don't fucking work because you don't even want to have sex. You're just that fucking drained, that tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Well, think about it. I mean, the shit that you do, the shit that we do in there is like, I mean, that's fucking tough fucking shit. Like that
It's-
requires testosterone.
And it's also everything else that you deal with. You work out like that, and if you're off for the day, or if you're, arguing with your fucking girlfriend or your family, you gotta go to work for 12 fucking hours. Like, it's just more load. As you age, it's not that we're getting older, it's just that it's more load
Right.
that you gotta fucking deal with,
I think it is though, because I do like under 25, you just have like an unlimited. It just replenishes and whatever. Like
28 is like the big dip, right?
I
I'd
don't
say like 28 to 35. That's what they say. That's when you're in your prime.
Right.
But I think it starts to take a turn. Like I said, when you start just doing more shit, like you start a business, you go back to school, like it's just more shit. When you're younger, you don't really. I feel like you don't really have that awareness of life.
Right.
It's like, oh fuck, I'm about to be 30 years old. Like I got to get my shit together. It's like when you're young, you're 22, 23.
Yeah.
You'll go to bars, you'll go hang out. You don't give a fuck. So
Right.
I don't believe because I think age, people always look at age as like a number, like that's like an excuse for them that, oh, I'm getting older, I can't lift so much weight, I can't do more
Right,
shit. It's like
right,
no,
right.
it's just you have more load, more emotions, more
Right.
things fucking with your nervous system.
Yeah.
That's preventing you from doing certain things. You need to balance. You need to have a good
Especially
balance.
if they get hurt once. You know, like I know this one
Oh
guy.
my god, people turn to such pussies, bro, when they
Yeah.
get fucking hurt.
I know this one
One
guy.
fucking injury and that's it. They
Yeah.
quit. They say
Yeah.
fuck this.
Like, I
They're
mean,
done.
you see me in there. Like, it's like I was like, yeah, my hips are fucked, and I hobble around, but like, I'm
you
not
get it
gonna,
done,
I'm
dude.
not gonna stop
Yeah, you get
coming
it done.
in because I know if I stop coming into Tom, it's the fucking show's over.
That's it.
It's done.
Right.
Like this last 3 weeks I haven't. I was like, what the fuck's going on with me? And I was like, oh yeah, you've just been like on the road and like barely working out.
Right.
You've been busy. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, this morning, let's get it in.
That
and
that
then-
happens with me, man. It's just like I just don't have the hours to like put in, you know. And
I
it's
mean-
like I'm trying to find them, you know, because I do like a crazy work schedule. So like lately, I've been doing like a double Tuesday, so like 16 hours, a double Wednesday, 16 hours, and then like a single Thursday. So I go in like Tuesday, 2 p.m. I get out at 6 a.m. Same
do you-
for Wednesday.
What do you do? What do you work?
I'm an engineer.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like a union job. It's pretty cool, and
dope.
yeah, and it's just like I'm just there a lot, and like on other jobs, like I was able to like start lifting, you know, and like they had like little gyms, and I just found the one on this job, so like I'm kind of getting excited for it,
Yeah.
you know, because like at 2 a.m, like who's fucking watching? I'll just like
Yeah.
you know get my fucking workout in and like
Dude,
leave. And,
I was
that's it.
I was in Lake Placid for the weekend.
Yeah.
I just brought a kettlebell with me. I mean, it made my luggage so much heavier. But I was like, no, we're done. We're bringing something, bringing something. And that was Tillelli. He's like, what are you fucking doing at the rest
Right.
stops? I'm like, just let me fucking do my thing right now. All right, like I'm not because then when you're sitting for a while,
Yeah.
you're like, I'm like every rest stop.
Well, you'd be
we're bang.
surprised. You'd be surprised what type of work you could get in with a 100-pound kettlebell. If you're a dude and you never used kettlebells before, start fucking moving that thing around, deadlift it,
Yeah.
row it, try to clean it like with two hands. Like it
this-
doesn't take like an hour and a half or hour going to another spot. You could literally just buy a 100-pound kettlebell, a heavy bell, and just do it in your room. Just
Yeah.
do that for
Well,
30
this
minutes.
let's just be clear. This guy's 100-pound is like my 30-pound. This guy is literally like the strongest guy I've ever seen in my life.
You
dude.
snatched 100 pounds.
I have,
Yeah,
but
you've done it.
you're throwing up doubles. Like it's just like clink, clink.
Clink,
I
clink.
I cannot stand double bells. I
Oh,
hate it, and
yeah.
he keeps fucking putting them on the schedule. And I'm like,
I
God,
love them.
I hate. They're so hard.
They're so much fun.
Why are they so hard, dude?
Because it requires a lot of effort, a lot of hit power, a lot of explosiveness.
Yeah.
A
Because
lot of drive in your breath. It's hard.
Because it's like there's only so much that my hips can do because they're so bad. So then like so I'm like, all right, we gotta like do something else. So like our other parts of the body kind of get them up. So
Yeah.
double kettlebells, like you have them and you just swing them between. Like
Yeah.
I can't do it. 'cause I'm
Yeah, when
sitting.
you get that injury, it's like everything else is like trying
Yeah.
to make up for
But
it.
it's dude, it's fucking so hard. Dude.
Right. Oh,
I
dude.
thought the steel.
I've
clubs-
I've never worked out with belts.
I think you should, dude.
Yeah.
They're fun,
I
man.
think you
Kettlebells, like you could really just do everything with them. Mobility,
Right.
strength, cardio. They're just such a convenient fucking workout
Yeah.
tool. And it's a lot of gyms, they don't have like good enough bells where you could really do it, or they don't have coaches. But like you have me, you have my other friends that I follow that I know that all teach kettlebells, and it's really just fun. It's a really great way to work out. It's so much better than just going into a gym and just
Right.
doing chest flies, doing bench, doing accessory work, and you're there for like 2.5 fucking hours talking to people, jerking yourself off. Like it's
Right.
just fucking, it's such a waste of time. Regular
Yeah.
gyms suck.
Looking
And-
at girls.
yeah,
do
regular
that
gyms,
shit.
in my opinion, they're such a waste of time. They're
Right.
big and all this shit for no fucking reason. That's
Yeah.
why a lot of people they don't stick to it, or a lot of people go there as a social club. I've been to gyms where guys would be there for 6 hours,
Right.
talking
Yeah.
to women all fucking
my
day,
God,
bro.
dude.
Yeah,
Like
that's for sure.
I
bro.
feel
all
bad.
day.
Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like girls do not want to be fucking approached at a gym.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
But because it's like other times, it's just like I feel like. You know, the way they are like dressed, it's just like
they're calling for it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
like you're
Yeah.
calling for it,
Yeah.
but you do
You're
not want to
wearing
be
these
talked
bunt
to.
scrunch fucking leggings and shorts,
I
and you wear those
know.
sports bras that have like those little fucking lines just covering your back.
Right.
Your back's just out. It's just out. You just have these little fucking squiggly lines covering it, and you have these butt shorts that fucking compress your butthole.
Right.
Like, you really don't think guys are gonna come up and try to fucking talk to you?
I
Like,
know.
or follow you on Instagram, please.
Exactly.
It's like the most ridiculous thing.
But they'll bitch about it. Women
Yeah,
will bitch.
they
they'll
will.
bitch about
Yeah.
it. Oh my god,
And they, like-
he's just DMing me and he's just staring at me. Gee, I wonder why.
you look insane right now.
I know.
Like you look like, what do you
they-
want me to do?
And
as
they
a
post the
young man?
videos. I've been seeing a lot of videos online, like where a girl will record herself working out, and then she just like points out how many guys like looked at her and shit like that. And it's just like, what do you think, dude? Like, you're dressed really nice.
Like, listen,
Like,
I'm saying, listen, I'm not gonna do it, but can you just admit for a second that you know what you're doing right now?
exactly.
Can you just admit for a second, and I'll move on with my day, and that'll be that. But like, just admit what you're fucking.
It's a
admit
real
it.
thing. It's a real thing. The girls who are really getting after it, they're the ones that are wearing like hoodies or just like
Yeah.
regular leggings or
Yeah.
oversized shirts. Like,
Like-
wear shorts because it's hot as fucking there.
I was gonna say
but,
oversized band shirt. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, that chick's probably like a
Yeah.
more down to earth
Yeah.
chick.
And do women want to be approached at the gym? I mean, most likely not, because they're just getting their workout in. But there are some connections that happen where
Right.
you know, the girl likes the guy and she wants to, you know, talk to him and he's just doing his thing. I'm sure that's happened.
I
You know?
Yeah.
was just about to say, I've heard it working out before. I've heard like guys, I've done it once, and I went against my better judgment, and then I was like, oh man, I was like really into this chick, and I was like, oh, this is like over pandemic, and I was like, all right, like, you know, like don't do it. And I saw Nick Simmons had an LA comic on.
Right.
Tall, good-looking guy, and he's like,
Okay.
"Yeah, dude, like I talk to chicks at the gym all the time. Like,
Right.
I would say like 60% of the girls that I hook up with are girls that I approach at the gym."
That's crazy.
And he had like a method to it, but I was like, I'm not gonna go off his method. but I was
Well,
like,
what's the method? Let's blow him up in his fucking.
let's blow up his fucking thing. He was, I forgot what his method was. It was something like asking him for coffee, like something simple.
Okay.
But I didn't do that, and I was something simple. I was like, hey, would you want to go out? And she was just looking dead in my face. She was like, no. And I was like,
Oh.
all right, well, I'll see you.
Yeah.
But then there was a time I was like, okay, I just made a complete ass. It was a Sunday, so like
Yeah.
there was not a lot of people there, and I was like, all right, like it wasn't like prime time. Nobody saw me. Like, look at this fucking kid get denied.
Right.
I was like, all right, fine. And then like she saw me. I saw her probably like, I don't know, 8 more times.
Yeah.
Because we went to the same gym, and she would like follow me around, like work out next to me. Like at first I was like, oh, I would see her. I'd be like, oh fuck, that's her. This is really embarrassing. I gotta.
Oh, I've had that before. Like
Yeah.
at regular gyms, if like you try to talk to a girl and it didn't work, they would like fucking work out around you, or like
Yeah.
go on the elliptical in front of you and just go like this. Like,
Yeah.
Like I've had that before. Yeah,
Yeah,
years
and I was,
ago. Yeah,
and I was,
fucking
I was
weird.
so embarrassed that I never made a second go at it. I was like, at first I was like, okay, I mean, she just has to do chest today. That's
they
probably
just want
what it is.
she wants you to chase her.
Yeah.
They want to be chased.
Yeah, and I was like, and then after like, I mean, literally, like, I'm gonna be, let's just be generous, 6 times. 6 times you're working out next to me and like follow me around. I was
Right.
like, oh, you just denied me. You made me look like an asshole. I was
I
like,
know.
I'm not gonna come out now. I'm not gonna be like, hey, do you want to go out again? Like,
Yeah.
no fucking way.
Girls do that. I saw a video the other day where it's like there's some girl like posted to Twitter like how she shot down like this guy after like dinner, and then like
Cool.
she was like hoping that he fucking chased her and like called her back and be like, hey, you want to go out again? But it was like 3 weeks later, and the dude was just like, yeah, no, fuck you, like I'm
Yeah.
not doing that. And then she's like, he was really nice, he was like perfect, but like I wanted to see like how much he wanted to, you know, date me, and like
That's just what the fuck.
and
Is,
it's
what
just
the
like,
fuck
what
is
the
wrong
fuck
with you?
is you have a broken brain.
I would.
Social media created a lot of toxic shit. When
I
it
was
came to-
A
just
lot
about-
of like narcissism.
Yeah.
I was
you
just
know?
about to say I almost did it last night, but I caught myself. I was like, no, we're not doing this. Sometimes you get caught doom scrolling till
Yeah,
like 4
yep,
in the morning,
yep.
and you really start to think like, I think I'm gonna be alone forever.
Yeah.
because you just start seeing like the worst of society.
Yeah.
and you're like, you start to think like, I think all chicks are like this.
Yeah.
I think I'm destined to be alone.
It's just
Forever.
It's just like social media. Like you have so much access to everybody. Like
Yeah.
before
Right.
Instagram was available,
Yeah.
or any social media. If you wanted to talk to a girl, you had to go up to her, ask her for her phone number, or be like, "Hey, let's get ice cream. Let's go out to dinner."
Yeah.
And then you would just focus on talking to that one person. Now, with most men, they
Yeah.
can't resist the temptation. That's why
MySpace changed the fucking game.
Yeah.
It really did. Like, dude, when I was in college with MySpace, it was just like all these girls started making these like profiles, and then they started getting attention from men, and then they got addicted to it.
Yeah.
So it's just like you could just keep messaging people, and it's just like now you're hitting for average. You're not trying to hit home runs. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just fucking
But it's
messaging
sad.
everybody you see.
It's sad. That's why. But that's why a lot. But if you look really deep into it, that's why a lot of people are fucked up and they can't. They
Right.
can't commit to that shit. Men can't resist temptation. Women can't resist attention.
Yeah.
Think of it that way, right?
I could buy into
Yeah,
that.
holy
Uh-huh.
shit. that's
I could
so
buy
true.
into that.
Men give into temptation. That's why they cheat. Right.
Yeah.
That's why they look at all these girls on Instagram. They go on dating apps and they're like, "Oh wow!" They always think that the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah,
And then
it's
women,
not.
it's not. And then women get attention. They love when guys, "Oh, let me take you out. Oh, you
Yeah.
look so hot. You look so beautiful."
Love.
Men can't resist temptation. Women cannot resist
Because
attention.
girls also like it's a weird competition. Like I see a lot of this on like Twitter with like the OnlyFans girls is like if someone's like husband starts messaging them like they think like oh like bitch please like your husband's in my DMs like they think like it's like a competition.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's but I think that's what you going back to like how regular gyms are kind of stupid because that's not happening. I mean, first off, we have such a tight knit group that like that would be
Oh,
weird if
yeah.
it happened.
Yeah.
But that would be strange if it happened in there. But like it's so fucking grueling at the Strength Factory. Like you're not thinking that, dude.
Right.
But I'm also, I mean, hey, listen, if people make connections through my gym, that's perfectly fine. But I'm also not the spot where it is like a fucking hookup culture. Or it's like a place you go where it is just a social club. I don't do that shit. It's
yeah.
training and you get the fuck out.
I was
You
gonna
come in, you walk in, you stretch, you get fucked, right?
Yeah.
The workout sucks. You get after it, and that's it. You leave. You guys want to talk? You can talk
Yeah.
afterwards, or you can talk somewhere else. That's fine.
I was-
That's
Like
okay.
other places got like the juice bar and the
Yeah.
fucking
The juice bar,
like
the sauna,
Starbucks,
Yeah.
and
cold
fucking-
plunge,
yeah.
all that shit.
I was gonna say
rooms.
you as a gym owner and like I mean as a strength and conditioning coach who's very knowledgeable about what he's doing. I feel like you would spot a guy like that from the second he walked in, and you'd be like, "Oh, you want to work out today?" Because I've seen people walk in his gym and Tom's like, all right, I don't think this guy's going to stick around. But I
Right.
think if you found a guy, you would spot a guy out like that, and you'd probably shut that shit the fuck down.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's also I also run a business, so and like the women are very more into working out than most men are because women they're dogs, like their pain tolerance is wild because they can give birth, so they're made to just handle fucking pain, and they love that shit.
Yeah.
So it's also like
That's
it
why
comes
they like to be choked and fucking hair pulled.
and it stems to where like that's my business, that's my money, and if women feel uncomfortable, if I have girls that feel uncomfortable with that type of shit, then I have to tell somebody, hey, listen, like, you got to chill the fuck out. Like, don't be texting these girls. Don't be, like, just... But I don't have any weirdos like that at the gym, thank God.
No, you don't.
I think I attract a lot of very good, like, leader type of men that would not, like, step to that level. I mean, whatever. Listen, if stuff happens and people hook up or people talk, all right, cool. But, like,
Yeah.
I don't believe I have anybody like that. It's
No,
good. It's
and I
good.
think I think it goes back to the same thing, like just in general. If you want to create a place, like okay, let's say like a good open mic,
Right.
there are things that you can follow to create a good open mic and a
Yeah.
good environment and something
Yeah.
and a place that everybody's talking about and it's just good people at this mic, it's good vibes, everything good happens here. There are things that you can follow to create a good establishment, a good place. But at the end of the day, it's a crapshoot if all those things come together. I think with your place, everything just came together, and it's I mean you obviously put in the work and you made it sure, but like everything came together and it made a really good place. And it's a fucking sick place. We're swinging doubles and I
Thank you,
fucking
man.
hate it. Whatever.
And
What-
everybody is a reflection of me, right? You're a reflection
Yeah.
in some way because we come from the same background, jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, yeah.
You love that type of training room where it's grueling, it's hard because you get that. In jiu-jitsu, you're getting fucked up, like you're somebody's trying to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
In the weight room is different because you're battling with yourself. You're battling the weights and you're keeping yourself intact, but you understand that as
Yeah.
I do, So everybody else, they're a reflection that either they need that for their mental health or they need it for competition. Shout out to Pooch again. I love Pooch. He is a sick athlete and he runs a lot, and all the weightlifting that we do for legs, he's able to strength strength training, he's able to run and to have that dexterity in his legs where he can run. He wants to be a sick freak athlete. He has goals.
Yeah.
And the stuff like that. Everybody is a reflection of me in some way.
Yeah, no, for sure. For definitely sure. What's your what would you say is your hardest lift? Like out of all the things that we do in there?
Pressing, overhead pressing. I'm such a pussy when it comes to
really?
overhead pressing. Yeah,
out of all the fucking things?
Overhead, yeah, it sucks. My traps limit me, and I don't think my triceps are that strong. Like when I did my strongman competition,
which is I was about to bring up. He literally just won like second strongest man in the world.
No, I didn't. No,
or something like that.
It was a natural strongman worlds qualifier. So I qualified to go to worlds in Ireland.
Okay.
Oh,
so
nice.
I got second place, but the first
Still,
place guy.
that's pretty up there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
still cool. Yeah, it's good. It was a good experience, but like my overhead pressing sucks. The first place guy got 6 reps. I got 3 at 235. So my overhead press is terrible. Everything else I feel pretty confident in. But overhead pressing
really
sucks. You got to have certain type of mobility and strength to get heavyweight overhead. It's just a different fucking angle.
Yeah.
You know?
It's weird 'cause I would like that. Wait, what overhead press? We're talking like
overhead. You just press overhead. Like you have a really good overhead press.
I like overhead.
You have a really good strict press. So when
Yeah.
it's strict, you're not using your legs. You are very good at that. You got really strong shoulders and traps.
That's what I thought about because I was like, oh, I have strong just from like wrestling and shit. I was like, I have
Yeah.
strong shoulders, I have strong traps and like triceps and stuff. So I think I was like, oh, I'll be able to do the clubs easy.
Yeah.
What I didn't know was like the clubs, like your core's got to be fucking on point, or
yeah.
you're just gonna fold the fuck over.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is a different fucking thing, dude. This is a hard ass thing. I got to get a club for my house, dude.
Yeah, and it's all just different aspects or a different strain to your nervous system. As I got older, I start to learn more that most of the time with training, it is your nervous system that's being affected. Like your muscles in your body, your ligaments are cool, and your connective tissues, but your nervous system, your mind, your hormones. How is sandbag training going to affect that? How is sandbag training going to affect a regular guy? Like his testosterone, is that going to go heavier because he's lifting up something heavy and putting it to his shoulder? He's carrying it. He's squatting it. Like that's also how people have to look as well with training. You have to look at how smoked or how good and durable your nervous system is going to be.
Now, are we talking like longevity? You're saying
Both, like longevity, but also training in the gym. Like your nervous system when you overhead press, like you have strong shoulders and strong traps, but is your body and your mind going to be able to handle that weight going overhead?
Yeah.
When you get home, are you going to be sleepy? Are you going to be tired? Are you eating shit? Are you eating garbage? Are you drinking alcohol? Like it all depends on that because your body is going to intake all that shit, and then your CNS, your insides, all that stuff is going to process that. It's like, okay, this is what I'm working with. This is how I'm going to feel, right? My tests may go lower. I may be more depressed. My mood may be fucked up. My lifting may be fucked up the next day. So people ask me like, oh, Tom, do you get sore anymore? I'm like, no, not really, because I work out every day.
Yeah.
But now I look at it as a sensor. All right, am I tired? Am I fatigued? Are my eyes like heavy? Can I barely open up my eyes? And some days I can't. Some days I'm really just shot. I'm just tired, but that just means my CNS is fatigued. So I don't look at muscle soreness anymore. I just don't get it unless I'm doing high reps. But I look at how tired I am, how I feel, how my mood is.
CNS meaning central nervous system.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
I picked up on that.
It's yeah, dude. That's another thing I've realized is like how crucial. I don't want to be like when you get older, but like when you're over 25, like your sleep is like if you get like I used to operate and like wrestle off of like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Like if I come into Tom's gym and I'm 4 hours, I'll push through. I'll get it done. But like I'll there's a noticeable difference.
Dude, in college,
fuck.
like I stayed up for 56 hours straight.
Christ.
Fucking Adderall, obviously. But
So fucking
yeah, dude,
fucked.
it was finals week and like we were, practicing every fucking day and dude, I just like was able to do that. Like, dude, just like fucking crash for like, and then at the end, like, like on a normal fucking night, it's like you drink till fucking 12, 1 in the morning, you wake up at 5, practices at 6. Like, dude, it just didn't affect you at 22, you know?
School is wild. Like,
19.
school is fucking wild. Like, you got to do hard drugs just to get through and fucking take your finals and
then
everything
I know.
else.
and then after
That's
like
why I hate school, man.
Dude, school
I fucking
sucks.
hate school.
and then after 4 or 5 years, they're like, "Hey, thanks for the money, but that doesn't help you at all, unless you're like a
school,
doctor
like
or
unless
something."
you know what you're doing, school is the biggest waste of time and
No,
money.
and you know what? I was talking to my girlfriend about this. Is like people. like when you're young, like they try to get it through to you that like, oh, you know, you got to take this seriously, blah,
Yep.
blah, blah. But it's just like, you never do. Like no one ever does.
Nobody
And you
ever
don't
does.
realize that you're making fucking decisions at 16 that are affecting your life
Yeah.
at 40.
Yeah.
You know, like, dude, when I was fucking 16, 17, I signed to a fucking college, you know, and then like when I got to that college, like they didn't have like the major that I wanted, you know, and then it's like when I tried to transfer to like law school, like I didn't really have like,
You transferred to law school?
I tried to, yeah, dude, I was trying to take like the fucking, the
LSAT?
LSATs, yeah, I couldn't really do well on the fucking LSATs, but like I wanted to, you know, get into law, and like I ended up with like a history degree. You know,
You do have a
fucking-
history degree.
Yeah,
I forgot
dude.
about
Do you
that.
And-
use it? Do you use it now?
No, not at all.
That's
you know?
but that's the downfall of school because
Yeah.
people will get thrown into this shit thinking they have to make. He's right, making those decisions, but you
Yeah.
really don't learn
and
shit
you're
unless
just
you
fucking young, dude.
unless
you're just
you really
too
want to
young.
learn something. Yeah.
They ask you like you know, you're 18. They ask you like, hey, what do you want your major in college to be? I'm
Right.
like, hey, I have an eyebrow ring. Like,
Right.
what are you asking me? You're asking me fucking that? Are you kidding me? You don't.
I just made this dumb decision the other day.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh
fucking
my
know.
god,
Dude, I look,
it's just so crazy.
I look so stupid at that age. You would never ask me for anything.
I know.
I got into a fender bender, and a guy hopped out, and he like saw me walk out with like Osiris shoes and like an eyebrow ring and like a wrestling shirt. And he's like, "How old are you?" And I was like, 18. I got my information. He's like, "Just get the fuck out of here, all right? Just get the fuck out of here." I was
Just get
like,
the fuck
I was
outta
like,
here.
Are you all right?" He's like, "I'm fine. You're fine. We'll just get the fuck out
He
of
probably
here."
just knew that you were gonna fuck him up. That's why.
yeah.
I think he just like he was like, I don't want to deal with this fucking. What the fuck is this kid gonna do for my
Yeah.
life? Get him out of here.
But it's also crazy, like even like when people like now I'm 28 years old. People ask me, "Hey Tom, like what do you want to do in the next 5 years?" I have no idea.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck I want to do next.
Bro.
Like, yeah, I'm a gym owner. I love what I do and all this
Yeah.
shit. But it's like I don't know what's going to be happening in the next 5 fucking years. So
Right.
even kids like now, if they're listening, like if you don't know what you want to do at 18 years old when you graduate high school, there's people in their fucking 40s that still have no idea what they're doing.
They
or what
really,
they wanna do.
yeah, there
Yeah.
are.
No fucking clue.
I
And
think-
like,
yeah.
and you know, it's just crazy because like, you know, like looking back, it's just like, you know, I got into my union at like 23 or 24 or whatever, and it's just like I wish I would have got in at 18, you know, and it's just like if I did, I probably would have been a lot better off than going to college and spending money and getting student loans
For sure.
because like you can pay for trade school and they give you a job and you make money, or you can go away to school where you're just paying, you know, and you get into debt.
And partying.
So it's like you're in the green with trade school and you're in the red with fucking college.
Yeah.
So like now, like my advice to fucking kids is like learn a trade. Dude, fucking take civil service exams, you know, get your fucking 60 credits from college and go try to be a police officer.
Or provide
you
a
know?
service. Provide a service.
Yeah,
to
just
people.
do something. If you don't know what you want to do though, look up fucking how to be a plumber or a carpenter and get into a union. They'll teach you how to fucking work with your hands and you'll have a skill and like, you know, it's just like when the apocalypse hits, fucking, you know, people are gonna need some fucking skills. You know, when the fucking stock market crashes, all those people are gonna be unemployed, and all the
Zombies
finance
come.
bros are just gonna be fucking cannon fodder. You
No,
know,
I
When
think
the
that-
zombies come.
Yeah.
I think that's when I really just doubled down and like I'm gonna go for I'm gonna go for what I want to do, which is like entertainment.
Right.
And it was like, all right, man. Like I think people are just playing it safe and they're failing all around you. Like if you're gonna fail, like why not just go for it, dude? Like
Fail forward.
But fail forward. You know, we're all gonna fail probably, so you might as well just fucking go for it.
Shit,
dude.
I wanted to become a nurse.
You did. I remember that.
I wanted to work in the hospitals. I love being an EMT. I love being in the hospitals.
Yeah.
But everything was just fucked up with the vaccines, with COVID.
Right.
And I talked to my friends who are nurses, and they actually said, fuck this shit. They don't even want to do that. So they wasted all that time, which stems back to what I was saying before. You think you want to get to this certain spot, then you get there, you're like, oh, this shit fucking sucks. I don't want to do this
Exactly, dude.
anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So then I just said, fuck it, and I put all my savings into
I
the gym.
remember that. I remember you want to be a nurse. I
Yeah,
forgot
I
about
always admired nurses.
dude, nursing is a
Yeah.
fucking good career.
Yeah, it's sick.
You know?
You need to be empathetic and to take care of people.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just hated it because of the hospitals. They didn't give a fuck about
Right.
patients. They cared about money.
Yeah.
They didn't give a shit.
I think if you're gonna do something, you gotta have heart in it. Because if it's about the money or if it's about a certain and people think of me as this, it's probably not gonna last long.
Yeah.
You gotta think about it, longevity. Go for what you want. Go for what you have heart in. I really like doing this thing. This brings me joy because in the end, that's what kind of all that matters. That's longevity.
Dude, that's it. And we're at the mark for fucking. We did about an hour.
Yeah.
Tom, is there anything you want to like plug, like your Instagrams
So
or fucking where
my
your gym's at?
My personal Instagram is Tom DeGiuli, DeGiuli. My gym's page is The Strength Factory, the Strength Factory, located in Baldwin, in New York, in Long Island. And I'm running a 2-week free class trial. So if you guys want to come by, then come down.
Oh, that's
Dude,
awesome.
come through, Hugh. Come through, Hugh.
Dude, yeah, if I get some fucking hours, yeah. If I get some free time,
Yeah,
I
let
would.
me know. Let me know.
I would.
Definitely.
Guys, Trav_Grant on Instagram. I'm going to be in Virginia shooting a movie. I'm going to be back. So we won't be here next Monday.
Yeah, no, next Monday.
Unfortunately, I'll be in Virginia.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, Trav_Grant on Instagram and Travis Grant on Facebook. I'll keep you
Right.
guys updated.
Yeah, Treading Water Podcast on all socials. I'm at The Logic, and August 17th, come down to fucking Governor's Giggle Room. Me and Keegan are going to be doing a show. It should be a fun time.
Guys, peace out. Thanks for coming,
Yeah,
Tom.
peace.
My
You're
pleasure.
the man,
Thank you
dog.
for having me.
Bow.
Peace.
Deuces.